chop this a little bit, between what we might call consciousness with a small c and consciousness with a capital C. Look, consciousness doesn't change. Consciousness doesn't shift. It doesn't evolve. It doesn't increase or decrease or in any way modulate, irregardless of how many molecules or human beings or planets there are in the known and unknown universes and the 10,000 realms. Consciousness is absolute. We're talking now of the C consciousness, the big one, and what we have to straighten up about this idea of a shift or awakening or the 10,000 people or the 100th monkey or whatever the model is we have to distinguish the drama and the evolving storyline from the absolute. The absolute traditionally called God, and God is beyond knowing. God is beyond seeing, because you can't objectify God. You can't objectify the absolute because you are the absolute. You are God. You cannot see yourself. There is no separation. There's no objectifying. There's no reflection. There's ultimately no awareness. It just is. So on this level of spiritual consciousness, or should I say absolute consciousness, the one with the big C, nothing's happening. Nothing ever was happening, and nothing's going to ever be happening. That's the wonder of it. That's the mystery of it, and that's why we can attain spiritual liberation. There's other kind of liberations, there's other kinds of enlightenments, and there's other kinds of awakenings, but they're kind of in another realm. And the other realm that they're in is this one that we're, all of us, because we're in a human form, have a familiarity with. We wake up in the morning, we go to bed at night, we have lunch, we have a haircut, we interact with people, we do things, and we have some kind of job, and of course we eat and we eliminate and all these things. So all of these familiar progressive or processes of human life and interaction are a kind of drama in which we superimpose various ideas according to our views and our thoughts, our opinions and so on. Thus, this is by no means the first time in human history, in recorded history, shall we say, or even pre-recorded history, when there hasn't been an idea of an awakening, there hasn't been an idea of a progressive shift in some ways, and maybe we've had these shifts in the age of the Enlightenment, the other eras that have been defined in terms of expansion of consciousness, evolving human beings and so on. I mean, clearly we've changed and evolved in all kinds of ways. Nonetheless, at this point, I suggest, this is a satsang, we're talking about spiritual matters, and the idea of the shift, awakening, as attractive and lovely as it may be, is merely a thought. It's merely a thought. What that means is if people want to think it and want to act on it and are motivated to do it, sure, of course, there will be a shift in consciousness in the relative world, but it won't have any meaning spiritually unless we square it up against absolute consciousness, which is never changing, never moving. That is God. That is the absolute. There's no spiritual meaning in any shift or regression of consciousness in the relative world without reference to what is eternal.